Hi everyone, and welcome to what I'm now calling the lockdown quiz time. It was Saturday night virtual quiz. Probably be something a little bit different again next week. So hopefully everyone can hear me, and it's all going out live. And hopefully we've got some returning teams, and hopefully some new teams as well. So just before we make a start on the quiz, we'll just go through a few things like we did sort of last week, just in case there's any new people, new teams sort of that's entered. So all you really need is a pen and paper. So teams can be of any size. Obviously, if you've got your team that you're in with a household, or if you're doing sort of like a virtual team and you're being a bit more interactive through Zoom, Facebook, House Party, Skype, etc. Obviously, you can do that and hopefully have a lot of fun, sort of with everyone. So again, same as last week. It's going to be a normal 5-round quiz plus a pitch round. With the pitch round, hopefully you've seen the link. I've put the link in the chat and the link on Facebook and on the description. So it's named Children's TV Characters. So if you can give, Children's TV Presenters. So if you can give the sort of name for those Children's TV Presenters, you've got the entire sort of length of the quiz to do it. We'll mark it at the end of the quiz. So yeah, as I said, we've got 5 rounds. After each round, we'll do the marking. Obviously, because it's not a normal situation, we can't pass our answer sheets over to another team. So again, you'll be doing the marking yourself. I trust you guys. I'm sure that you'll be sort of honest, sort of with it. So at the end of the marking, you'll see another link again in the description and again in at the top of the conversation. So the second link is for the Google Forms. So one person per team. Go to that link, enter your team name, enter your score. It will feed back, and then as we go throughout the course of the quiz, we can have a look to see who's doing sort of well and sort of where everyone is in terms of the quiz. So hopefully that makes sense. It seemed to work quite well last week. So yeah, fingers crossed that sort of works pretty well. So we'll take about a 10-minute break after the third round for half time. I'll put up the scores as well, so you can see how you're doing. And again, after each round, we're going to try and put up like a little leaderboard of like top 10, so you can see, and maybe some battles between the different teams to see how they're doing. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. And as I said sort of last week, I would normally say no mobiles, but I think based on last week, obviously lots of people were using mobiles, so I think that would defeat the object somewhat. But definitely, again, no Googling. And as always, I will say that the Quizmaster's decision is right, always, whether I'm wrong or not. So, with that being said, we'll make a start. Again, if you guys want to sort of, in the chat function on YouTube, try not to abuse me too much. If you want to put down sort of who you're playing with, your teams, etc., then that would be great. But yeah, as I said, when we come to the end of the first round, 1 member per team. Go to that Google form, enter your team name, and keep the same team name as well, and try to keep it so that there isn't any sort of spelling differences. So then we can get sort of a good thing going through. Okay, so if everyone's ready, everyone's got their pen and paper sort of ready, we will make a start with round 1, which is general knowledge. Okay, and again, to repeat, before I make a start, I will repeat the questions, and at the end, if there's any questions which people haven't sort of picked up on, I will try and sort of repeat those as well. So we'll try and make sure that everyone picks it up. Okay, so round 1 is general knowledge. Question number 1. Who was the Queen for just 9 days in 1553? So that's question number 1 again. Who was the Queen for just 9 days in 1553? I'm just seeing if anyone is asking, can we use Bing? No. Can we use Ask Jeeves, if that's still a thing? No. Okay, question number 2. What is the common name for the liquid secreted by your lacrimal glands? That's lacrimal glands. So that's question number 2 again. What is the common name for the liquid secreted by your lacrimal glands? So repeat on question 2. What is the common name for the liquid secreted by your lacrimal glands? Question number 3. Woman Hitler is an anagram of which relative? So that's question number 3 again. Woman Hitler is an anagram of which relative? So name the relative that's an anagram of. Question number 4. What year did Ireland become a republic? So that's question number 4 again. What year did Ireland become a republic? Question number 5. The name of which Italian cheese means recooked? So that's question number 5 again. The name of which Italian cheese means recooked? Question number 6. Which sport can't you play left-handed? So that's question number 6 again. Which sport can't you play left-handed? Question number 7. In the Harry Potter series, who was the prisoner of Azkaban? So that's question number 7 again. In the Harry Potter series, who was the prisoner of Azkaban? Question number 8. Who entered a contest to find his own lookalike and came third? So that's question number 8 again. Who entered a contest to find his own lookalike and came third? Just point on question 6 was which sport can't you play left-handed? And the question that's been asked, is it not allowed or physically can? I think it's not allowed. So question 9. The film Clueless is a modern take on which literary classic by Jane Austen? These questions were all brought by the Every Boy's New Handbook from 1988. Lots of outdated questions. So question 9 again. The film Clueless is a modern take on which literary classic by Jane Austen? I'll try and put my teeth in. Okay, and finally, in round one, general knowledge, question number 10. When were the Winter and Summer Olympics last held in the same year? So that's question number 10 again. When were the Winter and Summer Olympics last held in the same year? Okay, guys, so that's the end of round one, general knowledge. If anyone wants any questions repeated, pop it into the chat section. And I think I am running a little bit ahead, or the video is a little bit delayed. So it's a 10 or 15, so I'll give it just a mo, just for you to get your answers in. But we'll go through the answers in just a mo. Okay, so I've got a request on the anagram. So the anagram was question number 3, which was woman Hitler is an anagram of which relative? So that's woman Hitler is an anagram of which relative? And question number 5 was the name of which Italian cheese means recooked? That's question number 5 again. The name of which Italian cheese means recooked? Okay, so if those are all the questions that need repeating, we'll go through the answers now for round 1, general knowledge. So question 1 was, who was the Queen for just 9 days in 1553? It was Lady Jane Grey. Watched a fascinating documentary on YouTube about her recently. So that was Lady Jane Grey. Question 2 was, what is the common name for the liquid secreted by your lacrimal glands? Tears. It's tears. Question 3 was, woman Hitler is an anagram of which relative? Some of you may be sat with them at the moment. In fact, I'm pretty sure one of you definitely is. It's mother-in-law. So mother-in-law. Question 4 was, what year did Ireland become a republic? It was 1949. 1949. Question 5 was, the name of which Italian cheese means recooked? It's ricotta. Ricotta. Question 6 was, which sport can't you play left-handed? It's polo. Question 7 was, in the Harry Potter series, who was the prisoner of Azkaban? Sirius Black. Question number 8 was, who entered a contest to find his own lookalike and came third? It was Charlie Chaplin. Cousin of mine, actually. Question number 9. The film Clueless is a modern take on which literary classic by Jane Austen? It was Emma. Jane Austen, another cousin of mine. Anyone wants to see a live stream of my family history, come here next week. So that was Emma. And finally, question number 10 was, when were the Winter and Summer Olympics last held in the same year? It was 1992. Okay, so hopefully you've all done really well on round 1, general knowledge. If this is where we go into the Google form part, so if you can, one member of your team pop to the Google form on the link on the description, and I will put the link for the form in the chat box. So if you pop to that link, if you're on a tablet or mobile phone device, it may open up another tab, but it should be there. That will then enable you to put your team name down and put your score for that round. And this is what we're going to repeat throughout the quiz. So then we should get a feed coming through of how you are all doing. So if you want to do that, we'll hopefully get some scores in. Okay, so we've got a few scores coming in. We'll wait for them all to question regarding half point for 1948 for Ireland becoming a republic. No, A, there's no half points in this, so I'm not accepting any half points coming through, and B, it was 1949, and C, that person asking that question is Irish and should know. So deduct yourself a point, if anything. Okay, so we're getting a few teams coming through. So what I'm going to do now is, once we've got all the teams sort of coming through, so we've got Team Ewins, I'm a B-end, Goodbye Jeremy Corvid is back, a new quiz team in David 19, welcome David 19, Wuhan Clan are back, Spuds, haven't come up with another potato related name. Okay, so well, as we've got a large number in, okay, so I'm going to switch now to our scoreboard. So we can see currently leading, we've got Team Ewings with 8 points. We've got Lily Family Team on 7. I'm a B-end on 7. Goodbye Jeremy Corvid on 7. We've got the Bees on 6. David 19 on 6. Covid C on 6. The Jersey Royals on 5. The Holes and Hustlers on 5. Wuhan Clan on 4. And then we've got Spuds on 4 and sort of a large number of other teams all on 4. You've got quite a few on there. Okay, so well done, guys. So we'll put those in, and I will probably try and as well clean up some of the language on some of that. Okay, so if everyone's ready, if if they've got their pens and papers back, we'll go on to round 2, which is science and nature. Okay, so question number 1. What is a male rabbit called? So this is science and nature, round 2. Few questions coming in about my shirt. No, I can't do it up properly. Deal with it. So that's question number 1 again. What is a male rabbit called? Question number 2. How many claws does a house cat have? Is it A, 14? Is it B, 16? Or is it C, 18? Some of you may have a cat near you. By all means, go and try and count them. See how that goes. Is it worth a point? So that's question number 2 again. How many claws does a house cat have? Is it A, 14? Is it B, 16? Or is it C, 18? Question number 3. What is hi-fi short for? That's hi-fi. So that's question number 3 again. What is hi-fi short for? Question number 4. What disease's name comes from the Latin word for crab? Test you all on your Latin. So that's question number 4 again. What disease's name comes from the Latin word for crab? Question number 5. What is the national flower of Austria? So that's question number 5 again. What is the national flower of Austria? Question number 6. What is the tallest and thickest kind of grass? That's question number 6 again. What is the tallest and thickest kind of grass? Question number 7. How many kidneys does a human have? So that's question number 7 again. How many kidneys does a human have? Question number 8. How is the star Polaris better known? So that's question number 8 again. How is the star Polaris better known? Question number 9. A dipsomaniac would be obsessed with what? So that's question number 9 again. A dipsomaniac would be obsessed with what? And finally, in round 2, Science and Nature, question number 10. What was used to drive Charles Babbage's calculating machine, which is regarded as the world's first computer? Was it A, electricity, was it B, steam, or was it C, mice? Got a question from Lucas. Can you spell that, please? I'm presuming that he means the dipsomaniac on question number 9. Dipsomaniac, D-I-P-S-O-M-A-N-I-A-C. Dipsomaniac. There's about a 10-second delay or so, so apologies if I'm not sort of quick on answering anything. Okay, so question number 10 again. What was used to drive Charles Babbage's calculating machine, which is regarded as the world's first computer? Was it A, electricity, or was it B, steam, or was it C, mice? In answer to a question I had, this is not a large glass of rosé, hard stuff, Robinson's. Okay guys, so that's the end of round 2, Science and Nature. Again, if there's any questions that you would like repeating, bung them down on the chat and I'll get them sort of repeated for you. Hopefully that wasn't too bad for you. Okay, so if we've got no questions that need repeating, we'll go through the answers for round 2, Science and Nature. So question number 1 was, what is a male rabbit called? A buck. So that's a buck. B-U-C-K. Question 2 was, how many claws does a house cat have? Was it A, 14, was it B, 16, or was it C, 18? Some of you may wanted to test it on your own particular pets, and if you did, well done to you on that. And you would have found out that it was C, 18. Question 3 was, what is hi-fi short for? It's high fidelity. Question 4 was, what disease's name comes from the Latin word for crab? Well, if you know your Latin, you would have got it. If you know your astrology, you might have got it, because the crab sign is Cancer. So it's Cancer. Question 5. What is the national flower of Austria? I'm sure we're well up on our national flowers of Austria. Or if you know any flower of Austria, you might know Edelweiss. Or if you know The Sound of Music, Edelweiss. I won't sing it, don't worry. It reminds me of Nazis anyway. So that's Edelweiss. Question 6 was, what is the tallest and thickest kind of grass? That's bamboo. Question number 7 was, Question number 7 was, how many kidneys does a human have? This wasn't a trick question. 2. 2. Question number 8. How is the star Polaris better known? The North Star. There's a question on question 3, which is, what is Hi-Fi short for? This is question 3. What is Hi-Fi short for? It's high fidelity. Okay, so just to repeat, we're on question 8 was, how is the star Polaris better known? It's the North Star. Question 9, a dipsomaniac would be obsessed with what? A lot of you probably have it in your hands. I hope so. Hope you're having a good time. It's alcohol. Sleepy Badger, no. Polestar, it's the North Star. So question 9 again, the answer was alcohol. And finally, in round 2, Science and Nature, question number 10 was, what was used to drive Charles Babbage's calculator machine, which is regarded as the world's first computer? Was it A, electricity, was it B, steam, or was it C, mice? It was B, steam. Good old steam-powered computer. Sleepy Badger, you didn't hear what I said before. Quizmaster's decision is final. Okay, guys, so if you want to total those up, and again, same principle as before, pop back to that form. Again, fill your team name in the same as you did before. If you made a mistake before, try and repeat that mistake again, and pop through with your answers. So we've got a few coming through. Team Ewans have got that their round 2 scores in. David 19. I don't know why I say it like that, David 19. Custodians, apologies if there's any sort of language that is come up this way. I will try and fix that by putting a profanity filter on. Spuds are through. Biggles Boys, Big Fat Hunts, the Lily Family Team, I think we've got through. COVID C word. Okay, so we'll put up the leaderboard at the end of round 2. Okay, so here's our leaderboard at the end of round 2. So again, still in the lead, we've got Team Ewans with 18 points. Second place, we've got the Bees with 16 points. David 19 is in third place currently with 15 points, just ahead of the Jersey Royals, the Holston Hustlers, and I'm at the end on 14 points. Then we've got North and South on 13, alongside Custodians. I think they've spelt their name wrong. And then we've got Spuds in 9th, and in 10th place we've got Wuhan Clan, Clarks, and Biggles Boys, and Big Fat Hunts. So well done, guys. And again, anyone who's not in the top 10 so far, I will put a list of everything that sort of at half time, so you'll be able to see where you are, what points you scored, and half time again is going to come up after the end of this round. And again, just a reminder, you still hopefully got the pitch around that you're going through. Hopefully it's easy peasy stuff for you. So again, pitch around, name those children's TV presenters. They're all relatively classic ones from the 80s and 90s. So some of you may find that a little bit more easier. But yeah, if you can name who those TV presenters were. And again, we've got until the end of the quiz to do that, and we'll mark that as the last part of the quiz. Okay guys, so we're going to go on to round 3, which is the last round before the halftime break. Round 3 is music. Okay, so question number 1. Which Oasis song includes the line, "I know I think I recognise your face, but I haven't seen you before"? So that's question number 1 again in music, was which Oasis song includes the line, "I know I think I recognise your face, but I haven't seen you before"? I sung it so beautifully. Question number 1 was which Oasis song includes the line, "I know I think I recognise your face, but I haven't seen you before"? Question 2. Which Beatles song has been recorded the most by other artists? So that's question number 2 again. Which Beatles song has been recorded by the most by other artists? I'll repeat that, I messed that up. Which Beatles song has been recorded the most by other artists? Question from Darko on the chat, looking at the old background, asking, is that an ISIS flag in the background? I would say that I would give a bonus point if anyone can get the correct. It's only part of the flag which is showing. It's the national flag of Cornwall. So the flag of St. Piran. And that's not the same as the ISIS flag that I'm aware of. Okay, so question 2 was which Beatles song has been recorded the most by other artists? Question 3. What position did Congratulations by Cliff Richard come in the 1968 Eurovision Song Contest? Was it A, first? Was it B, second? Or was it C, 13th? Right, getting a lot of hate coming through on the live chat regarding the old flag situation. Just back off. I will deduct points. So that's question number 3 again. What position did Congratulations by Cliff Richard come in the 1968 Eurovision Song Contest? Was it A, first? Was it B, second? Or was it C, 13th? Question number 4. Which group sang the song Take My Breath Away, which featured in the film Top Gun? So question number 4 again was, which group sang the song Take My Breath Away, which featured in the film Top Gun? To Mel, well done on knowing that it was from Cornwall. I'm not going to give you an extra point for that. And also good luck being in Labour. Someone's actually doing a quiz whilst in Labour. And again, I would give you a point for doing the quiz whilst in Labour. You get an extra point if you name your child either Ben or Quiz. Okay, question number 5. With which band is Fred Durst the lead singer? But congratulations, Mel and AJ. And future baby Quiz. So that's question number 5 again. With which band is Fred Durst the lead singer? Dave Biddle, mark yourself down for minus 1 million points for what you just put in the live chat. I'm not going to repeat it. Question 6. What famous heavy metal band is named after a medieval torture device? So that's question number 6 again. What famous heavy metal band is named after a medieval torture device? Question number 7. The pop groups Ace of Base and the Cardigans both hail from which country? That's question number 7. The pop groups Ace of Base and the Cardigans both hail from which country? Question number 8. Who wrote the opera Madame Butterfly? So that's question number 8 again. Who wrote the opera Madame Butterfly? Question number 9. Which famous female singer appeared as a fairy in the 2001 film Moulin Rouge? That's question number 9 again. Which famous female singer appeared as a fairy in the 2001 film Moulin Rouge? And finally, in round 3, music. Question number 10. Who had a number 1 in the UK singles chart in 1992 with a song called Stay? So that's question number 10 again. Who had a number 1 in the UK singles chart in 1992 with a song called Stay? Okay, so that's the end of round 3 music. Again, if anyone wants to have any questions repeated, bung them in the live chat on YouTube and we'll repeat those questions. As I said, there's a little bit of a delay, so if you're messaging me anywhere else and I don't respond back, I apologise. But yeah, if there's any questions that you want repeated, give me a shout. If not, we'll then go on to the answers. Okay, from the Spuds. I presume it's the Spuds still. Question number 1 wanted repeating. Which Oasis song includes the line, "I know I think I recognise your face, but I haven't seen you before"? So that was question 1. Question 8 was, who wrote the opera Madame Butterfly? Okay, so if we're all done on any questions that need repeating on round 3 music, I'm going to go straight on to the answers. So, question number 1 was, which Oasis song includes the line, I know I think I recognise your face, but I haven't seen you before. It was Roll With It. Roll With It. Question 2 was, which Beatles song has been recorded the most by other artists? It was Yesterday. Yesterday. Question 3, what position did Congratulations by Cliff Richard come in the 1968 Eurovision Song Contest? Was it A, first, was it B, second, or was it C, 13th? It was B, second. And in my opinion, if a song like that can't win Eurovision, I think that's where Brexit started from. So that was B, second. Question 4. Which group sang the song Take My Breath Away, which featured in the film Top Gun? The group was Berlin. That's Berlin. Question 5 was, which band is Fred Durst the lead singer? Or was, I'm not sure if they're still going, is or was. Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit. Question number 6 was, what famous heavy metal band is named after a medieval torture device? I did have a question on this, and technically that medieval torture device never existed, if that's what is thought. The answer was Iron Maiden. So, I'm not sure if that is what you were thinking, but the answer is Iron Maiden. Question 7 was, the pop groups Ace of Base and the Cardigans both hail from which country? Sweden. Question 8 was, who wrote the opera Madame Butterfly? That would be Puccini. Puccini. May have also been an AC Milan left back. Question 9 was, which famous female singer appeared as a fairy in the 2001 film Moulin Rouge? It was Kylie Minogue. That's Kylie Minogue for question number 9. And finally, in round 3 music, question number 10 was, who had a number 1 in the UK singles chart in 1992 with a song called Stay? It was Shakespeare's Sister. So that's Shakespeare's Sister. Okay, guys, so if you want to total up your scores for round 3 music, again, you know the drill. Go to the Google form on the links provided and submit your form with your team name that you've been using throughout the quiz. We'll get that totaled up and we'll see how we're doing at half time. So as I said, we'll take a 10-minute break or so, sort of once we've got the half-time scores in. So we've got David 19 is coming in. Lily family team has got some scores coming in. Wuhan Clan, Big Fat Hunt, North and South, COVID, C-Word, Big Ol' Boys, Team Ewings, Spuds, Boom Boom, Clark's, Gushing with Excitement. They're all coming through now. So again, get your scores in. I'll put the scores up and half time I'll also put along the ticker along the bottom the everyone's scores and everyone's position, so you can have a bit of an idea. Again, just a reminder, obviously this is just a bit of fun. I should have reminded people who haven't done the quiz before that we did last week, there is no prize money. I tried to get some things like toilet roll sorted. I can't do that. Walks in park, again, that's a no-no. So yeah, it's just for fun. Okay, so but I will put your scores in the ticker so you can see how you're doing. Okay, so I'm just getting all your scores in. Okay, so we've got our leader at half-time. We've got Team Ewings, and in second place we've got David 19 on 24 points, just ahead of the Jersey Royals on 23 points, and the Holston Hustlers, I'm a Belland, both on 22 points. Wuhan Clan and the Bees are on 21. We've got Custodians. Again, they had a misspelling. Apologies for that misspelling, on 20 points. And in equal ninth place on 18 points, we've got COVID again and Clarks. So that's on your screen at the moment. You've got your, again, on the ticker, going through at the moment. You've got the teams and your scores in the brackets again. I'll try and at halftime have a look to see if there are any issues with any of the scores coming through. But hopefully, that's, if there are any issues, blame the people marking you. But that will give you an idea of how you're doing at the moment. Okay, so what you can also see as well is I'll leave the quiz up, or the pitch round up during halftime. So again, you can have a look at that and you can name the children's TV presenter, and we'll mark that at the end of the quiz. So we'll take a 10-minute break. It's 7 minutes past. We'll come back just after quarter past. I'm going to go for a smoke and get a drink. I suggest you guys do the same, and then we'll come back and we'll start again in about 10 minutes time. And you can watch me, I haven't pre-prepared my cigarette, so you can watch some entertainment as I give you a description of my rolling habits. So I'm using my rolling machine. Hopefully you've all found it okay so far. Answer to Dave. Have you tried to vape? I have tried to vape. I never really got on with it. I did used to smoke for stupid straights, which were far too expensive. But I can't roll, and I'm not going to teach myself how to roll. So that's why I have this little bad boy. It does the work for me. Okay, so I'm going for a smoke, and we'll be back in just a moment. Okay, and I'm back. We'll give a few more minutes before we make a start. Okay, so hopefully everyone's doing okay on their pitch around. Goodbye, Jeremy Corvid. I see. Okay, what I'm just looking at is on the quiz totals. They're coming through on a spreadsheet, and if there's a slight different spelling on the team names, it will come in as a different team. So goodbye, Jeremy Corvid. On one of them, you missed out the E. I'll try and get that sort of corrected before the end. So just to give you a sort of heads up on that. Some of it may not be sort of completely there, but we'll try and get there. So before I do the final scores at the end, I will go through and just double check and make sure that everyone is right. Okay, so we've had our 10-minute break. Hopefully everyone's sort of refreshed and sort of ready to go. And if you've got your pens and paper back, we'll go on round 4, which is history and geography. And I'm going to move myself back to being on full screen. Okay, so round 4 is history and geography. Question 1. Who was the first Briton to circumnavigate the world? So that's question number 1 again. Who was the first Briton to circumnavigate the world? Question 2. The name of which European capital city is derived from the names of two towns on either bank of its main river? So that's question number 2 again. The name of which European capital city is derived from the names of two towns on either bank of its main river? Question 3. Which royal wedding took place in 1973? And to get a point, I'm going to need the name of the bride and the groom. So that's question number 3 again. Which royal wedding took place in 1973? Question number 4. Which is the only US state not to have a straight line in its borders? So that's question number 4 again. Which is the only US state not to have a straight line in its borders? Question 5. Which British Prime Minister merged the British and Irish Parliaments in 1801? So that's question number 5 again. Which British Prime Minister merged the British and Irish parliaments in 1801? Question 6. What did Britain's roads first acquire in 1914? So that's question 6. What did Britain's roads first acquire in 1914? Question 7. What number is Britain in a list of the largest islands in the world? Is it A, 4th, B, 8th, or C, 15th? So that's question number 7 again. What number is Britain in a list of the largest islands in the world? Is it A, 4th, B, 8th, or C, 15th? Question number 8. How many people took part in the Last Supper? FYI, I'm counting Jesus as a person. I know that technically may not be correct. So that's question number 8 again. How many people took part in the Last Supper? Question number 9. Who designed the Royal Pavilion in Brighton? That's question number 9. Who designed the Royal Pavilion in Brighton? And finally, in round 4, history and geography, question number 10. In which country does the River Amazon rise? That's question number 10 again. In which country does the River Amazon rise? Okay, guys, so if you want any questions repeated on round 4 history and geography, again, bung them in the live chat and I'll get them repeated for you. Okay, so we've got a request for question number 5, which was which British Prime Minister merged the British and Irish Parliaments in 1801? So that's which British Prime Minister merged the British and Irish Parliaments in 1801? That's question number 5. And a request for question number 9, which was who designed the Royal Pavilion in Brighton? Darko, can I repeat the answers to 1 to 10? I will repeat the answers to 1 to 10 in just a moment. After everyone has finished putting down an answer. Okay, just give it a moment or so if anyone wants any more questions repeated. Okay, so we'll go through the answers for round 4, which was history and geography. Question 1. Who was the first Briton to circumnavigate the world? It was Sir Francis Drake. Sir Francis Drake is the answer to question 1. Question 2. The name of which European capital city is derived from the names of 2 towns on either bank of its main river? It's Budapest. The towns of Buda and Pest. Budapest. Question 3 was which royal wedding took place in 1973? It was the wedding of Princess Anne and Captain Mark Phillips. I'll need both of them for a point. Question 4. Which is the only US state not to have a straight line in its borders? Well, it's the only island which is a state. It's Hawaii. So that's Hawaii is the answer for question number 4. Question 5. Which British Prime Minister merged the British and Irish Parliaments in 1801? It was William Pitt the Younger. Became Prime Minister, I think, when he in his early 20s. Died in his 30s. Achieved a lot. Question 6. What did Britain's roads first acquire in 1914? White lines. White lines. Question 7 was, what number is Britain in the list of largest islands in the world? Was it A, 4th, B, 8th, or C, 15th? It was B, 8th. Question 8 was, how many people took part in the Last Supper? It was Jesus and his mates. So Jesus is 1. He had 12 mates, kind of ish. So it's 13. I think that's where the unlucky 13 comes from. So there were 13 people at the Last Supper. Question 9. Who designed the Royal Pavilion in Brighton? Maybe a family member of some people who are taking part tonight. John Nash. That's John Nash. And question 10 was, in which country does the River Amazon rise? It was Peru. Peru. Okay guys, so if you want to total up your scores, and again, pop to the Google form, try and put in the same team name that you've used before. For the guys that have mentioned it, where some of their scores weren't coming through, I've tried to correct it. Hopefully it will come through sort of correct now. I'm aware of a few COVID C words. Yours are coming through a bit weird, so if you don't show up in the end of round scores, I will make sure that you come up in the final round correctly. Okay, so we've got some scores coming through. Team Ewins, Goodbye Jeremy Colvid, Jersey Royals. David 19, Holzen Hustlers, Wuhan Clan. Okay, so we'll get those scores inputted. And then we'll go through the current top 10-ish leaderboard. Okay, so at the moment we've got, in first place we've got Team Ewins on 36 points. Second place we've got Goodbye Jeremy Corvid on 31. Third place equal with 29 points we've got David 19 and COVID C word. Fifth place equal on 28 points we've got Wuhan Clan and the Jersey Royals. In equal 7th place on 27 points we've got Holston Hustlers and the Bees. And in equal 9th place we've got I'm a Band and Custodians on 23 points. So that's where we are before we go into our final round of the regular quiz. Again, remember we've still got the picture round to do, but we're going to go into our last round of the regular part of the quiz, which is round 5, and that's going to be US sitcoms. So, US sitcoms. If everyone's got their pen and paper ready, we'll go through the questions. So, question 1 on US sitcoms. 30 Rock depicts a sketch comedy show airing on what US TV network? Richardson's do stuff. I am checking the COVID C words. They had some issues before with some of their entries. I'll have a look just to make sure. Yeah, they seem to go up 11 points, but I think that was on some of the rounds which didn't come through correctly. There were a few rounds which didn't come through properly. Darko again, how much money do we get? I explained that before. Nothing. It's all for fun. So if you do want to cheat, you're just cheating yourself. Question number 1 again was 30 Rock depicts a sketch comedy show airing on what US TV network? Question number 2. Parks and Recreation takes place in which US state? So that's question number 2 again. Parks and Recreation takes place in which US state? A repeat requested on question 1 very quickly. This is question 1. 30 Rock depicts a sketch comedy show airing on what US TV network? Question 3. What South American country does Gloria come from in Modern Family? So that's question number 3 again. What South American country does Gloria come from in Modern Family? Question 4. In Friends, what was the name of the shop that Rachel worked as a personal shopper and buyer for? So question 4, in Friends, what was the name of the shop that Rachel worked as a personal shopper and buyer for? Question 5. What sitcom inspired the phrase "jump the shark"? So question number 5 again. What sitcom inspired the phrase "jump the shark"? Question number 6. What are the first names of the twin girls in Bart's class in The Simpsons? So that's question number 6 again. What are the first names of the twin girls in Bart's class in The Simpsons? Question number 7. Name the show with this family: Becky, Darlene, DJ, and Jerry Garcia Connor. So question number 7 again. Name the show with this family: Becky, Darlene, DJ, and Jerry Garcia Connor. Question number 8. Which TV show is centered around the firm of Dunder Mifflin? So that's question number 8 again. Which TV show is centered around the firm of Dunder Mifflin? Question number 9. In what city was Cheers set? So that's question number 9 again. In what city was Cheers set? And finally, in round 5, US sitcoms. Question number 10. Can you name the university that Leonard and Sheldon work at in The Big Bang Theory? That's question number 10 again. Can you name the university that Leonard and Sheldon work at in The Big Bang Theory? Okay, guys, so that's the end of round 5 US sitcoms. If you want any questions repeating, again, as usual, bung them down into the chat. I've got a request for question number 6. What are the first names of the twin girls in Bart's class in The Simpsons? So that's question number 6. What are the first names of the twin girls in Bart's class in The Simpsons? And a repeat of question number 8. Which TV show is centred around the firm of Dunder Mifflin? Oh, Mal, requesting a whole round of Friends next week. I've got a whole bloody quiz of Friends. Luke, what's the sitcom? Guessing Luke didn't do too well on this one. Like question number 5. What sitcom, so this is a repeat of question number 5. What sitcom inspired the phrase jump the shark? Okay, so if nobody wants any more questions repeated, we'll go through the answers for round 5 US sitcoms. Question number 1 was 30 Rock depicts a sketch comedy show airing on what US TV network? It's NBC. NBC. Question 2 was Parks and Recreation takes place in which US state? It's Indiana. Indiana. Question 3. What South American country does Gloria come from in Modern Family? It's Colombia. Colombia. Question 4. In Friends, what was the name of the shop that Rachel worked as a personal shopper and buyer for? I'm guessing Mel might have got this. Hopefully. Bloomingdale's. So that's Bloomingdale's. The answer to question 4. Question 5. What sitcom inspired the phrase jump the shark? It was Happy Days. And it was actually the Fonz wearing his leather jacket on a water skiing, and he actually jumped a shark. And after that, yeah, became known as jumping the shark when a sitcom does something particularly out of the ordinary. So that's Happy Days. Question 6. What are the first names of the twin girls in Bart's class in The Simpsons? Sherry and Terry. You need both of them to get a point. So that's Sherry and Terry. Question 7 was name the show with this family: Becky, Darlene, DJ and Jerry Garcia Connor. It was Roseanne. So that's Roseanne, the answer to question 7. Question 8. Which TV show is centred around the firm of Dunder Mifflin? It's The Office. So the American version of The Office. Sleepy Badger is saying that Veronica says that question 4 is Ralph Lauren. I think she did work at Ralph Lauren, but she didn't work there as a personal shopper and buyer. That was Bloomingdale's. think that's where she met Tag. No, well, Tag or yeah, someone else. But it was Bloomingdale's. So question 8, just to repeat, the answer was The Office. Question 9, in what city was Cheers set? Boston. So that was Boston. And finally, question number 10 was name the university that Leonard and Sheldon work at in The Big Bang Theory. It was Caltech. Caltech. Okay guys, so if you want to total up your scores, and again, you know the drill, update them with the name that you've been using throughout into the Google form, and we'll get those scores coming through. Again, just to explain, some of the scores jumped around after half time. I was just correcting a few of the teams. Their scores had come in slightly differently, so some of their rounds weren't being recorded. So I've tried to sort of correct that, but cut me some slack. It's a bit of fun. Okay, so we've got Team Ewings coming in. I think we've got David 19, Jersey Royals, Wuhan Clan. Lily Family Team, Custodians, COVID C-Word, Clarks. Just seeing how many we've got coming in. Okay, so we've got most of the teams coming in. So we've got our top 10 coming in now before we go into the final round, which is going to be marking our picture round. But before we do that, we've got in first place currently Team Ewings with 44 points. Then it's pretty close with, in second place, David 19 on 38. Third place on 37 points, we've got the Jersey Royals. Fourth place equal on 36 points, we've got Wuhan Clan and the Holston Hustlers. So really close there, depending on how you've been able to do on the picture round. Then in seventh place, we've got the Custodians on 33 points. I'm a Bellend on 31 points is in 8th place. COVID C-Word on 29 points. Have they brought in their last round yet? I think they've misspelt again. They might have a little bit, COVID C-Word might be a little bit higher up on the table. I'll correct that sort of again on that. And then in 10th place, we've got Big Fact Hunts on 28 points. Darko, if we win, will we promise to do a Lineker after Leicester won the league? You don't know that I'm not doing a Lineker anyway. Okay, guys, so we're going to go into the... We're going to go into the last round. COVID C-Words, I will check your... make sure you've got your last round coming through. I don't think it's... Yeah, it's just not come through on that. So you've got 8 points. But we'll get that all sort of corrected. Okay, so we'll go into the final round, which is our picture round. Okay, so if everyone's ready, our picture number 1. So this was again to name the children's TV presenters. I'm sure you will recognise them. Whether you can name them, whether you can remember them, we'll find out. So, picture number 1, Dave Benson Phillips. So I think there may have been a little bit of debate on David 19, and Dave, your wife was wrong. I hope you let her know that she was wrong on what she suggested. So that was Dave Benson Phillips. Picture number 2 was Toby Anstis. Picture number 3 was Michaela Strachan. Picture number 4 was Jeffrey Hayes from Rainbow. Picture number 5 from Play School, it was Floella Benjamin. Floella Benjamin. Picture number 6, she's the mother of a famous singer now, Janet Ellis. Janet Ellis. Picture number 7, well, he's currently being portrayed by Michael Sheen in the ITV series Quiz. It's Chris Tarrant. Picture number 8, Tony Hart. That's Tony Hart for picture number 8. Picture number 9 from Art Attack and doing all of those weird big things which you could never ever do yourself. It was Neil Buchanan. That's Neil Buchanan. And finally, in our picture round, picture number 10, from the broom cupboard, it was Andy Crane. That was Andy Crane. Okay guys, so again, if you want to make sure that you've totaled up your scores and inputted them, pop to the Google form and input your scores, and we'll go through the final listings. Before we do that, if you put them in, I will go through and try and sort of correct any misspellings or any ones which haven't actually gone through sort of correctly. So we'll try and get that done. But if you get so we'll try and make sure that the final totals are as accurate as they can possibly be on a free quiz that one person is doing. So yeah, but we've got lots of teams coming through, gushing with excitement. Well done. Bridwell Bitches, well done. Lily Family Team, Clarks, Jersey Royals, well done. Boom Boom, Biggles Boys. I think you Biggles Boys, you put request. Some of your scores may not have come through. Okay, so I'm just gonna sort out our scores. Okay, so I think we've got everyone in. Now, I'm not going to put up the scores on the big screen just yet. I'll put it up at the end, all the final scores, so that you can all see sort of where you finished. But what I'll do is I'll do the in 1 second. We've got another one which hasn't quite come through. Okay, so are you ready? Hopefully everyone is ready. I've tried to go through and just make sure that all the scores are sort of correct. So, but as I said, if you've got any dispute with the scores or how they've been inputted, you just need to have a word with the team that's been marking and inputting your scores, which is yourselves. So, but it's been a fun. Hopefully everyone's had a really good time doing it. It's been another good time doing this, but obviously you want the most important thing, which is to hear the scores. Okay, so I think I've made all the changes I can make. I'm just seeing there isn't anything else on there. Okay, so we're ready to go through, and I'll do sort of, there were a few teams that dropped in and out. I'll try and do sort of the teams which had sort of stayed for the majority and finished towards the end. Okay, so in equal 20th place, in 20th place with 10 points, we've got the Vaccines. In 19th place with 21 points, we've got North and South. In 18th place with 27 points, we've got the Bees. In 17th place with 28 points, we've got Spuds. In 16th place with 29 points, we've got Bridwell Bitches. In 15th place with 31 points, we've got Lily Family Team. In equal 13th place with 34 points, we've got Biggles Boys and Big Fat Hunts. In 12th place with 35 points, we've got Clarks. Okay, just missing out Clarks on the top 10. So our top 10, in equal 10th place with 36 points, we've got Boom Boom and Gushing with Excitement. In 9th place with 39 points, we've got Iron Bellend. Not me, you. In equal 7th place with 42 points, we've got Custodians and Custodians and Goodbye Jeremy Corvid. Goodbye Jeremy Corvid, our winner last week, in 7th place this week on 42 points. In 5th place, and I think they were pretty close together last week as well, little battle emerging between Wuhan Clan and the Holston Hustlers, who both scored 45 points, but 1 point ahead of them in equal 3rd place. A very well done too, even though they had some difficulties getting stuff through. COVID C-Word and David 19 on 46 points. They missed out on 2nd place by 1 point. That 1 point goes to the Jersey Royals on 47 points. And that means winning this week's quiz with an excellent score of 52 points. It's Team Ewings. So, well done, Team Ewings. So, well done, guys. I'll pop it up, but I think all of you can probably sort of have heard sort of where you sort of came. You all did sort of brilliantly, sort of on that, sort of really good scores and everything. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And again, same as last week. I guess if you guys still sort of found it fun, found it interesting, and want to do it sort of again, I think we've obviously have lockdown for another 3 weeks. So again, I'm more than happy to carry on doing this. And as I said, I can pretty much just carry on talking to myself, looking at myself on a video camera, and I'll just carry on talking anyway. So, but it'd be, hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. It's been good fun going through. Again, well done to Team Ewings for winning, and well done to you all. And as usual, I'll leave it here. Hope you all have a good weekend, or good week sort of coming up. And yep, all the best. And again, as usual, stay safe, stay at home, do your quizzes at home. This quiz, pass on the word if you've enjoyed it, if you want to take on. Again, we'll do it again sort of this same time, same place next week. Pass it on to any friends and family, sort of the more people is useful. Again, I think we've still got a few pregnant sort of women who've taken part on the quiz, and again, all the best to them. I think some are maybe a little bit further gone than the others, so all the best of luck. And again, stay safe, enjoy, and I will speak to you all soon. Well done, everyone. See ya.